It is a bright and sunny day. Is it bright? No, it's cloudy actually. It's a bright and cloudy day, and I'm not sure why me too. I am cloudy. Rose, please can you continue? I'm not sure why I'm cloudy.
All right, this is your Women Radio WFM 91.7, and this is the program, the Daily News Review on the Full Breakfast. And we're here because we need to go through the dailies with you. We need to go through, some of the headlines with you this morning, because that's what we do from Monday to Friday from 7:30. All right, so my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and of course, Olufumi J is with me this morning. And as usual, we'll go through Nigerian issues because, I mean, every day is one thing or the other. But we just hope that at some point, we'll definitely get to a point where we are having a clearer picture of the Nigeria we want to see, because now it's just looking like, very cloudy, one kind. But hey, it will definitely clear up because there's no storm that stays forever. Abi?
Yes, yes,
No
yes.
matter how cloudy it is, it's either it rains and then it clears up or it just disappears. It just moves on to something else. So hopefully we get to see that Nigeria of our time. Tell me, how are you? Why is
I'm
your
fine
forehead
though.
shining like this?
My forehead. Oh
That's
my
the good
God,
thing about videos, we get to see.
I'm good. I'm good. I woke up early this morning. I wasn't feeling. Yeah, I think I woke up early. I woke up alive. Yeah. So I'm good. How are you? You are just fine, and you have to tell me the secret. Please give me your skincare. Give me your skincare routine. Give me your fining routine. Whatever is making you fine, I want. I absolutely want.
We're getting ready for Sunday, so I mean, we need to do all of it. Yeah. Just in case you don't know. So, for me has been singing March is the best month, March is the best month. So we want to go and see what is making March the best month. All right, so we're counting down to a full birthday, and we're super excited for her.
Yeah,
Anyway,
thank you.
let's head on.
Okay, let's get into it. We're starting with the Punch newspaper this morning. Oh, Diego, I don't think for my son. Please give me a second. We're going to start off with basically what Ruru said. We're going to run through the headlines this morning, and then after running through the headlines, the ones that tackled our eye, that caught our eye this morning, we shall get into it and see how do we get better as a nation. Are we just going to keep talking about it? Because that's how it seems that we just talk about it. But I'm very certain that the people are listening to us. That one, I have money back guaranteed on that one. People are listening. We've heard time and time again how, Abuja hears what we are doing here. So please, Abuja, if you're listening to us, please do the needful. Nigerians are they're reaching the end of their end, and we don't want that kind of situation to happen. So yeah, let's get into it. In Punch newspaper, we have federal government activates evacuation plan as Middle East crisis worsens. I don't know how this is going to happen because the airspace is unsafe to travel. Some people are daring to go, but I think it's just wise, to just leave it. Unfortunately, we have Nigerians not get where Nigerians know they go. It no gets. You hear some countries that you're like, wait, that's the country? Okay. It should me say Nigerians day Antarctica.
Before, as far as I human being did there.
I'm so
there.
Because you see some kids, some mixed race kids, and you're like, you are half Nigerian, half what? How? How? And it's our brothers from the East that always do these things. Them and crossbreeding 5 or 6 together. We love it. I just like, hold on, you don't get well that they do business. What's going on? But yeah, I'm actually interested in how this is going to unfold because even up until the end of the year, there's some airlines that are not flying to the Middle East at all. And yes, there are Nigerians. Yes, there are people from different nationalities in Iran. We want to see how that would be because the airspace no day is safe to pass. Even sea no day safe to pass as well, because that's what is causing the fuel crisis, all over the world now. I want to say all over the world. In Nigeria, that's what we're claiming is causing our fuel crisis in Nigeria. That's all I'm going to say about it. Because on Thursday, I was telling Sumbo how when I bought fuel the day before, I was asking the fuel attendants that, is it really Iran that is causing this fuel crisis? And they said no.
Are you serious? Maybe they don't even know any better. It's possible they don't even know any better.
They know.
It's
They know.
possible.
You know that if you're looking for fuel, those fuel attendants, they are your guys. They know. They know. They're the ones that buy now, so they will know the workings. They're the ones that you collect gist from. They were like, that's what they did. If I was one time I'd asked that, do you think the fuel price will ever drop down to like 500? The guy said, they know. And the thing is, we also know that this thing, there's hanky panky there. Maybe they look
I mean, sometimes they have this fuel in stock, like they have it, and but when that's why you see some people hoarding it because price don't increase more. So the ones they actually bought when the prices were lower, instead of them to sell it before they even increased, when the fuel is being brought to them, when the fuel is brought to them, that's the one they are probably supposed to increase. But no, the one that is in stock, they will still do it. The one that is coming up, they will still do on top.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
but on the flip side, how Emmanuel explained this yesterday was that the Brent price is currently $100. I'm not sure it has gotten to 120, 100, 120. Let's just say 100, 120. So if you bought your fuel at $80, right, you are at a loss. Now you are no, you're not at a loss. You will profit. But if you bought the Brent price at $120 and based off of the volatility of this whole thing, it now drops to maybe $100, you are at a loss because what now happens to the $20 on top of it? That's how we expect it. However, there's still market forces at play. There's still I think particularly in Nigeria, there's still like the political, like people are just there's hanky-panky going on there. And some of them don't want to reduce their prices because they don't know if the price will still go up. So it will not be like you have lost both ends, So, I mean, these are the different angles here. We shall be seeing as this unfolds. Rose, my food person, tell me, say, a basket of tomato has gone up. Transportation is now 30-50% up. I say in this, like, let's be factual. Like, if transportation has gone up, it's not 50% up. But you want to use it to God uses it to judge everybody. That's all I'm going to say. I don't have a time. Let me finish my show. Bomb explosions hit Maiduguri. We woke up to seeing this headline. Bomb explosions after security forces repel insurgent attacks. What's interesting is that security forces are fighting back or are trying to be on the offense. Which one is it? Offense or defense? And then there were now bomb explosions hitting Maiduguri. As at this morning, it's we don't know the number of casualties. Yes. But we know that there are casualties. We don't know the number. So as the day unfolds, we begin to see, okay, how many people were injured, how many people were displaced, and things like that. In fact, this morning I was reading that I think over 3,500 people are still in IDPs. And if you're not, in Sumba's words, and you're saying that this country is not at war with itself. So we already pleaded with the government at the beginning of the show. We're pleading again, please. At this point, we're begging. Please. Okay, those are the headlines from the Punch.
All right, on The Guardian, no bandits attempt to hijack plane at Akure Airport, says fan. Another one says, this one's safe.
This has been in the news.
6 more electricity imports from Nigeria.
And we go give them. Yeah, we go give them, and because they have lights in Togo. We go give them, and we not go get.
They're seeking more. That means we already gave them.
Yeah.
Now they're seeking more.
Oh, we supply electricity to some of the countries now. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
How come?
In fact, I was telling my girl yesterday, I said, we need to cook. And I said, do we want to cook egusi? Because egusi is the first thing to spoil when lights.
Yeah.
There's no light. And online, I've been seeing a lot of people complaining that the egusi soup has spoiled. And in my own house, we like to do bulk cooking. That whole everyday cooking doesn't work for me because who wants to be cooking every day? So we cook, and then the soup or whatever can last maybe 2 weeks or so, depending on the frequency of how we eat it. But now I'm like, okay, our light is fair, so I'm hoping that it's not the day now that when I say want to go and cook, everything will not scatter. That's the fear, so. But we're supplying Togo, and Togo has somebody's argument would be that Togo is not as big as Nigeria. Good, that's a very good point. Should we be supplying another country electricity when we can barely? It'd be like, I no get to chop. How can they give person to chop? My pikin no go school, and the same person picking to school. That's literally what it is, So we are, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Moving on to this day newspaper, visa agents arraigned over UK for visa forgery. See, people want to leave this country. I'm not for forgery. I'm not saying I'm not for forgery. I'm not saying anything, but people want to leave the country. This no, don't do anything. Don't see, look. If they catch you, they catch you. There's no point. So just don't bother yourself doing forgery. Just pray and hope to God that they will give you your visa. Finish. Anyway, moving on, we have 2027 Ogun political group Omoluabi movement begins mobilization for APC candidates. Those are the headlines from this day newspaper.
All right, on Daily Trust, drug charges. Kyari tenders video alleging NDLEA operatives aided traffickers. Wow. Okay. So it's one thing to fight the enemies outside, and it's another thing to fight enemies within. Because those ones within, and you just never know. So, and in all of this, you would always find, the bad eggs amongst, a group of people who are trying to do good in a society. I mean, they're everywhere, but it's how we are able to fish them out that would actually, help us a lot. So I just hope that they're able to tackle this within the NDLEA. If not, it's going to be working futility. We cannot go out and be saying, oh, we want to stop drugs, we want to stop drugs. Then within us, somebody is aiding, trafficking of drugs. Somebody is aiding, or maybe the drugs that are being seized, the organ of the drugs that is being seized will go and pay somebody, and then the person will pack those drugs and release back to the person. So it's just a lot. I just hope that they're able to sanitize, the whole operations or operatives rather, so that we're able to take away all of these bad eggs. All right, the last headline we'll take on Daily Trust says 5 foreigners kidnapped at Zamfara gold mining sites.
Next up, we're moving to the Banga newspaper. Emefiele, not signatory to firm's accounts in CBN contract fraud case, says witness. Next up, we have after 6-month break, food inflation resumes upward climb, rises to 12.12% from about, I think it was 7%, 7 point something percent or 8%. And I was just like, yeah, this is well. Those are the headlines.
There's the issue of fuel there. There's the issue of maybe the Salah celebrations. Yeah, for all our Muslim faithfuls, kudos to all of you who have, been steadfast in the fast so far. And for those also observing the Lent, I mean, this has been a good exercise, spiritual exercise. So hopefully we get to continue, and a lot of the lessons that we get to here during this period. So yeah, just wanted to add that. So hopefully all of this goes down very soon.
And then, so we're moving to the Premium Times, Rose.
Yeah, on the Premium Times, UN chief wants countries to eradicate anti-Muslim hatred. This is good because sometimes because we're carried away with the insecurity that is happening and we're all tagging it under, the Islamic fold. Meanwhile, you have a lot of good people. Okay, and let's not also in the whole Islamic fold, in the whole Muslim community, there are good people who have humans at heart. So it's not even about the few that are doing all of this. They don't even reach 1% of the the Muslim
the loudest.
fold. Yes, but they're the loudest because they actually perpetrate the whole crime. So the few that do this, and I mean, in every religion there are always bad people. You can't come and tell me that it's only people who are Muslims, they are the ones doing these things. You find out that the person supplying them, the person who is giving them information, the person that is within the house. So it could come in different forms. So the person supplying them could as well be your pastor. In your village. The person supplying them could as well be, your prayer warrior So let's not get it twisted
Yeah.
and say, oh,
I think this
this
was
is it, this
depicted
is
in
it.
that movie too. I didn't see the movie. I know Faith, The Herd. There was a movie that came out.
Are you
And,
serious?
yeah, and apparently it was depicted where they said the person who was supplying the bandits the weapons was actually a pastor.
Yeah, I
So
saw. I've seen the
bad people
movie.
there,
Yeah,
everybody. The bad
he
people there
literally
everywhere.
had a part. He had the, in the church compound. There was a place where he just fenced with zinc. He just fenced it with zinc. Maybe put some generators in front, so your mind will not even go to check what is behind that. But when they enter inside, what thing they not see? Human body, human parts. Oh, blood flowing. In fact, there was even a freezer where they were keeping human parts inside. So what are we talking about?
Yeah.
All
Still
right,
on
so
the
still on the Premium Times, Tinubu extols Oyedele's tax reform feat at inauguration as minister.
in the Nation newspaper, we have convention. APC ratifies zoning formula for national offices. Also, we have peaceful elections foundation for Nigeria's stability, says INEC.
All right, on the cable, passengers injured in Kaduna Abuja train accident. I saw that
I
I
didn't
yeah.
look at I know it.
Ah, hmm. All right. Um, security operatives for kidnapped attempt at Bauchi Government Girls College.
I'm here for it. Love it. Let the more grease to your elbows to our army personnel, police personnel, every single person who is fighting the war against, kidnapping, abductions, killings, terrorism, whatever. More grease to your elbows. I pray that, this winning streak that we're having, it will continue. Moving
Yeah.
on to the Daily Post, we have NAFDAC orders recall of male enhancement. NAFDAC orders recall of main enhancement capsules over safety concerns. I'm just going to jump right over. Delta Mobile Court convicts 16, issues warrants for 12 for violating environmental sanitation laws. I think that we should bring that back. Lagos is dirty, is stinking, is smelling, is disgusting. You'll be on the bus and see people throw things with their mind outside the bus, outside their private vehicles, walking on the road. They should bring it back. And they should arrest people that throw things on the road. I mean,
Did you see the one that he was arrested? I think, was it on Third Mainland Bridge or one of these bridges where he was defecating from the sidewalk, now was going into the water.
Water.
Like, you get mind though. You will now position yourself. What if in that position that you are in, something now push you by mistake?
Oh yeah, they should bring it back.
You, and you just go down inside. How do we think?
You travel to some other states and then come to Lagos. I was in Ibadan, I think in December. That was the last time I was in Ibadan. And when I came into Lagos, the smell, you just like
it just hits you.
It just hits you. Plus the heat again.
Oh.
No.
This is definitely good, honestly. It is good. All right, on the Tribune, UK states visit. Tinubu to sign MOU on trade, investment, and defense. Heading on to the next one, Nigeria records 109 Lassa fever deaths, 469 confirmed cases in 2026.
Not 2025, like this year that we're in.
Already.
God. Lastly, in the dailies this morning, God I beg. Pen pushing, we have fate of Ogun West producing governor in Ogun State lies in the hands of Egba Ijebu, says Iyabo Anishulowo. Okay, as an Ogun State indigene, I wish everybody the best. Police detained 6 officers for extorting trader of 200,000 naira, and we are going to get into that today because that's our first headline today. Because I said, you know what, we need to start talking about these things. Anyway, those are the headlines from the dailies this morning. We are going to slide right into it. But before that, let's welcome our analyst. Hello, Adeyemi. Good morning.
Good morning, Fumi. Good morning, Rose. And good morning, the entire family of Women Radio around the world.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you? Hope you are great this morning.
We're good. See how Rose is shining now. That's how you know that Rose is good.
kudos to your husband. Anyway.
Hey, wait, why do people always say that thing? Like it's your husband that is taking care of you. Why can't it be me taking care of myself?
Okay, let me give you a perspective to it.
Okay.
For you to radiate your beauty, that means you have peace in your home.
That one.
So if you enjoy peace in your home, you've got it all.
Chakam.
Yeah.
Chakam.
Let's not be.
That one, catch me, that one. Okay, let's get into it. I wanted us to like sort of do something different from before because this Iran thing, as long as we're not the ones that are stopping the war, is still continuing. As of this morning, when I was
All
reading
right, just before you go on, let's open up the WhatsApp messages online. So you can definitely drop your messages to or send them to 070-317-56537 or 08155-917-917. Our phone lines will be open shortly. But for now, you can go ahead and drop your messages. We'll definitely get them. It's about 8 minutes to 8 right here on the Daily News Review on Women Radio. And this is still the full breakfast. My name is Rose, and of course, Fumi is here. And we have our analyst at Deoluademi with us this morning. So carry on.
Okay, this morning, Rose, and I saw that Europe, is it the whole of Europe or a country in Europe? I don't remember. No, Europe have rejected, they're not helping Trump because Trump is now calling on his allies that let's deal with this Iran. Now you go find trouble. You decided to find trouble by yourself. Now you're looking for people that will help you because Iran said do your worst. We're going to close this straight the passage where the oil Strait of Hormuz, where the fuel is going to pass. Do your worst. We're ready to fight to the death. And let me tell you how serious this thing is. The Iranian women who went to Australia for the Asian Cup footballers, they gave some of them asylum because they were afraid for their lives, right? You will not believe that these women rejected the asylum and said they would rather go back to their country. And it was like, could never be Nigerian. Never. Like, you're giving me asylum. Like, and I was like, why were they threatening their family members, etc., and that kind of thing? So it's possible, yes. So based off of that, I was like, as long as we are not the ones that are responsible for what is going on between Iran and Trump is a very, very proud person, arrogant, dare I say, he's never going to say, oh yeah, you catch me, I know I did rubbish, I know vex. That's never going to happen. So we're going to, whether it's going to be fight to the death here, we don't know. So I said, let's just look at something different because whether we like it or not, what is happening is happening, right? Police detained senior officers. I jumped in the air for this one. Police detained senior officers for allegedly extorting 200,000 naira from a trader. What happened? Oh, thank you very much for asking me that question. This woman and her husband is a soft drinks. He sells soft drinks. This is in Anambra State, and he had gone to get some and he was transporting some in his truck. You know, he being a drink seller, he bought them from the Onitsha Relief Market. And as he was going under the bridge, so imagine that our bridge now, Arepo Bridge, coming under the bridge to link the express. There's some police officers that are there. They stop him, check his particulars, check everything. Everything is complete. They say, oh, our guy is calling you. He now made the wrong move. He got down from the vehicle. Because me, I know they come down. I will never. Let's be there. Enter the car, I'm not coming down. He comes down from the vehicle and then they immediately handcuffed him and arrested him and said he's a criminal. Yeah, that's what happened. They say he's a criminal and that his vehicle is supposed to be custom color, not white. And she was like, this vehicle, we've been driving this bus for 20 years. Is it somebody that is trying to make ends meet that will be thinking about changing color of bus? So they've been driving that bus for 20 years, and then before you know it, he was charged. They asked him to pay 500K and forced to pay 200K. So the woman is like, oh, you people think that you are wise. The husband paid because he thought they were kidnappers. Anyway, she goes to the police station in Anambra State, in her local government area. And then, thankfully for her, the DPO at that particular police station ordered that those operatives ordered other people to follow them to the bridge so they can confirm the incident and then identify the officers that did it. They lied, then they confess eventually. Laura con, with all the story I'm saying. The DPO say, no, is now saying, what we're going to do is the commissioner of police is now involved. He said you people should arrest and detain the 6 officers that were involved over this incident. Is this a step in the right direction? Is this a step in the right direction? I say this is a step in the right direction because time and time again, we've always seen, I don't want to call it friction. We've always seen how people are at the receiving end of police brutality, extortion, maybe happy shooting, unprofessional activities, basically, from, the officers of the police force. And this is just, I feel like this is a step in the right direction. This is one of the reasons why, even though I'm here for the state police, I'm like, listen, already without state police, we're having these kinds of issues. What now happens when we have, state police? But this is a step in the right direction, and we're happy. And here's the thing: this is not the first time that something like this is happening. There's been different times where officers have taken money from Nigerian citizens and they had to return it. There's been times where an officer killed somebody because they did not give bribe. We see this over and over and over again. But Adeyemi, what say you? I think, and you see how excited I am about this piece of news. This is a step in the right direction. And how does this now cascade to other states where we now start seeing corrupt police officers being called to order?
Thank you for me. Actually, it's laudable, and this is not the first time that the police authority are taking such a step. The truth of the matter is that it's quite unfortunate that our so-called police officers, I don't know when exactly they are going to learn from other people's mistakes, that they don't fall into the same situation. If you will not forget, this has happened severally. You'll find out that there are so many cases that were mentioned within the East, and the one that even happened in Lagos. We know the ones that happened in Lagos. I know that of the NYC personnel, that copper, that they were, I think it was somewhere around Surulere that they extorted 3 million from them. So a lot of atrocities are being committed by these so-called police officers. I wonder what exactly is the problem. When we continue to support them, that their salary, their take home, their this, the people that are even earning less than they, do they behave the way they are behaving? No. At least we have people in the private sector that are not earning up to what a constable earns in the Nigerian police. But does that give them the right to go and misbehave? No. But because of the fact that we have given them that authority, because they are policemen, they believe they have that power, they have the gun, they have everything. So they take it for granted and they continue to extort and abuse the privilege that they have as police officers, as it is. You see, what the police formation is still going to do is this. Every allegation must be investigated irrespective of who that person is, or the relationship with whoever is at the top of the affair in the formation. Let them be investigated immediately. Don't even say, no, it never happened. The moment there is an allegation, investigate it. If that person is found wanting, if that person is indicted of that crime, then let them be prosecuted. If they continue to do that without covering anybody, you will see that there will be sanity in the police formation. That's the problem. But, when cases like this happen, and you get to thank God for that DPO. It's a fantastic DPO. Let's give kudos to that DPO. Because most of the DPOs, they always cover for their what's called personnel, because they go out to work for them. But this one did not cover for them. If the DPO had covered for them, nothing will happen. So kudos to that DPO. So the other DPOs should follow suit. They should make him their example. Let him be their case study that they will continue to emulate, to know that righteousness only exalts a nation. And when righteousness exalts a nation, that nation will progress. Most people always say, These are the reasons why
You have to translate for the people, Adebi.
okay. Well, let me put it this way. There is a slogan in Yoruba that says the police don't give birth to good children, successful children. That if you don't give back to a club, it will give back to a bad team. Why is it that? Because of this, their antics. Because of this, their way of treating the people, extortion, maltreatment of the people, unholy harassment of people, unjustified harassment of the people. That is why the Yorubas, put up that slogan that if the police cannot give back to a responsible child, a successful child, but if it does not give back to club, it will give back to a baton. So, but having said that, we have wonderful police officers. And that DPO is one of the wonderful police officers. I have them, I played for Nigeria. I once played for Nigerian police. I have them who are my classmates, who are DIGs today. And we have them all around, even those who are on the ranks, who you have relationship with. You still have a lot of fine police officers, responsible police officers. But, in every organization, there will always be bad eggs. But it's unfortunate that these bad eggs, when you find out the numbers of years they have put into the service, you'll be wondering. And most of them are even close to their retirement. Before you can get to the rank of inspector or ASP, particularly when you enlist as a constable, then you must have spent relatively close to 20, 25 years. So you are at the prime of leaving the organization, and that's when you are now being caught of misbehavior. So what does this speak of you? At the end of the day, you'll be dismissed. You go home with nothing. So and you can't get employment anywhere. So people still need to look inward. That's why we said, as long as we continue to cast aspersion on our leaders, we need to look at ourselves. What aspect, what role, who are we as a people, individual and generally, in our sphere of influence? Are we a positive changer, or we contribute negatively to the society? That is what we need to look, wherever we are. It does not matter who you are. You have pastors, like you were talking about those people that talking about Muslims, that Muslims should not be attributed to negativity. We have pastors that are into occultism, that are into ritual killing, all this stuff. So who are we where we are? It is important. That is why we need to go back as a people. We must inculcate values, positive values into our children. You see, whatever the society is going to be starts from the home, starts from the family, starts from the nuclear family. We must be the one to see it's only the family that can change the society. It is what you imbibe into your children as a culture, as a value, that they will end up transmitting when they enter into the society. That is what they will end up to live with when they're in the society. That will be their guide when they're in the society. So that's why I'm saying it is important that we parents, we have to look at ourselves. The children are watching us. It does not mean that until we continue to say it. No, what you practice, your children are watching you.
Absolutely.
Invariably. And they're taking note of everything you are doing. If you continue to tell lies on the phone, and your maybe one of your two or your children are sitting with you, and you told your friend, and your friend asks you on the phone, where are you? I'm presently in Tongotedo. Meanwhile, you are in the house. Your children will just be laughing at you. Already what you have passed to them is that they can lie. Lie is acceptable. That's what you have just done to those children. That's another thing we are talking about. And somebody came to knock the door. You told your children, go and tell him, I'm not at home. Come on, please. Let's please imbibe good culture, values into our children, because they are the one that will make up the society. And at the end of the day, these are the future leaders. God will help us.
Amen. God will indeed help
I
us.
like the fact that and then we spoke of, if somebody comes to look for me, tell them that I'm not around.
It cannot even be this generation of children. Okay. Let me tell my daughter, that girl.
My mommy said I should tell you that she's not around.
She's not gonna say that, Mommy, why don't you want to answer? She'll be saying it when the person is at the door. That girl. Mommy, are you lying? She will ask you. So but I actually do agree with Adeyemi on that part, because we are what we see in society now is as a result of what our parents, what is being produced at home. Are there children who they taught well and they did not collect 100%? But are there also parents who did not do their due diligence when it comes to their children? Like in the case of this bullying incident in how does a child, because that's a child, when I say child, a young man, because I don't even know, is that something that he sees at home? Maybe daddy beats mommy at home, who knows? Maybe daddy beats the people that live around them, who knows? Because he did not stop. That child could have died, because you'll be beating, hitting, and then I don't know. I refuse to watch it. I refuse to look at it. But then eventually I said, let me even see what is this thing, what's it about? Because the family now came to apologize. What do you mean the family came to apologize? There's so many things that are at play here. What's your home situation like? What's going on in your home that is allowing somebody to come to school and inflict such violence on his fellow students? Because you're muted, you're saying something, but you're muted.
Yes, I was just going by your words, fellow students. So all of you are students. If I were going to talk about it on Highland today, all of you are students. So what gives you that right to want to harm another person? And that's why when Adeyemi is saying that, what is wonderful, Sha? Because at the end of the day, the smallest unit of the society is the family.
Yes.
And whether we like it or not, 98% of what we get to see happening around us starts from there. It's just there. It starts from there. Absolutely. So if we don't get it right there, if we don't get back to the foundation of getting it right there, then we're always going to be in trouble.
Yeah, always.
We're always going to be in trouble. So there's nothing. It's as good as saying, oh, you and your children are inside the vehicle, and then your child eats maybe a biscuit and then throws the pack out. And then you stop and tell the child, calm down, go and pick that thing and let's get to a bin and put it. When you do that like 2 times, 3 times,
yeah,
and then
you throw things out. That child knows it's okay to throw things out.
She will replicate it.
Yeah.
So, but when you do it and then the child sees you doing it, which mouth do you now want to come back and tell the child don't even do it? You yourself, you don't even know any better not to do it. Talk more of.
Yeah.
So it starts from there. Whatever we see starts from there. This boy that bullied, the set of students that bullied other students, they won't tell me that they've not been seeing these tendencies at home. How they treat their younger ones, how they even answer maybe their elder ones, how they respond to messages, or how they respond to their parents. All of these things, the signs will always be there. So it's all within the family it starts from. Now, these policemen that have been detained for what they have done, where their children will see them now, Abby.
Yesterday when I was saying Happy Mother's Day, I said when I was reading all the tributes, I was reading people say Happy Mother's Day to the best mom in the world. I said, so those women that used to torture people at Alausa, whose mother? Somebody would say that was happy. And that's why I tell my mom all the time, when my mom is, you understand your parent best than somebody else. So when my mom does things that I know, I'm like, Mommy, this thing you are doing, so outside they will not understand it. So I'm like, Mommy, please, so that you will not disgrace me. And then somebody, we see now these days how this social media world that we're now in, where somebody is videoing his mother and says, You that did not train, if your mother doesn't have training, I'm training her for you in public. I don't know if you see videos like that. Where young girls are just like, because now the woman first find trouble, maybe no lie. The woman like women, older women who cannot mind their business on the bus, poking their nose into what they're seeing the fellow passenger do on the bus, and then you're seeing somebody video and say, Talo niya. That's who get this mama, we no get sense, we no get respect. So yeah, so it's the same thing. Like we have to this thing is such a is a cycle. We can only produce what we ourselves are good at. So when we say we don't have values in the society, it means that you don't have values at home. If you don't, and then you hear people that say, "Oh, I don't want my children to mix with children outside because I don't know who is grooming them." Adeyemi, I know that you want to say something. Please go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. Like you just said, it's garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage, yes.
Whatever you have in you, it is what you can give.
Yeah.
Talking about bully, I think I witnessed this when my son, got admission the first time in one of the secondary schools.
Mm-hmm.
My son was being bullied. These are from West student. Okay, SS1, JSS1 student were being bullied by the seniors. So, I complained in the parents' forum. We had a meeting. And the next thing is that I saw so many of the men coming up to say, maybe the same thing happened to us when we were in secondary school. Let them do this. Let them enjoy themselves, that they will get over it. No.
Of course.
The way we live shouldn't be, when we know that the way we live was not right, the way we were oppressed was not right, then we should not allow that to continue to be our way of life.
Love it.
Whatever is bad is bad. There's no two words to it. And in way back then, when you even talk about bully, you know that the teacher will always come to the rescue. But these days, teachers don't do that. And you know that we have so many means by which these children can continue to bully. The social media is there, and you see a lot of things that happen, a lot of death that has happened because of bullying fellow students. So parents, we need to really we need to assist our children by teaching them the right values with which they can live, they can operate within a society, and they can show love to fellow brothers and sisters, not the one that they want to continue to maim, to destroy, and to kill themselves. We don't want that. We want a sane society. We want a society that is filled with progress, with love, where everybody will have same vision, where we all know that one day, when we exit this place, we are accountable, and that is when every of our stewardship here on earth will now be revealed. So please, let us as parents do things right.
Absolutely.
Before our children, and let us inculcate the right values into them.
Yes, absolutely. Well said. You're switching to Women Radio 91.7 FM, the voice of women. We are on the Daily News Review program. We have Adeyemi here, our analyst. My name is Fumi. Rose is also here as well. I think we have some messages. Rose, you have some messages with you? Oh, we have a call.
I do. Okay, let's take that first.
Hello, good morning, Women Radio.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Evangelist.
Good morning, Madam. Good morning, Rose. Good morning, Mr. Adeyemi.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, I think today, what you're hearing is very good. Not those bomb blasts and other things. I like what you're saying. Sometimes let us change the situation so that people are not every day bomb blast and this and that. What I need to say is about family. You know that it's a family that feeds the society and the family that feeds the church. If we get clear from the family, society is beauty. You get in the family. But maybe of course, maybe and still, and that's why we are saying what that is. Like Madam Buki or a day to wise man given the name of us are neglected. And you know and you know children, they copy a lot. If you are doing the wrong thing, if you are doing the wrong thing, your children to do the right, they will not listen to you. But they copy from us. And that's why we should live right and teach children how to live right. Some of us, the way our parents brought us up, maybe we are bringing our children up. And that's why they are like this. In our own time was things was better. We have the fear of God more than easy, and we don't have as many children as we have. But your parents going here, remember the son and the daughter of who we are. Don't disgrace us. Good name is better than riches. So today, what are we telling our children? And in those days, the way our parents used to discipline us. Even so now, when we're coming from school, we can go to a farm to carry one load or before we come back home and eat. If you dare do anything, your parents will beat you, depending on the offense you committed. But today, even in school, if your teacher beats you, you come home and report to your parents add more to it. But today, the Bible says, spare because we destroy the child. Now, nobody, if you need to say one person gives that, but many people train the child. In those days, you cannot carry your child, they're not born and well to misbehave. So not that the next generation will discipline. But today, we have changed things. We have turned things around. And then we are seeing the type of thing we are seeing today. People need to go back to the drawing board. Go back to there and do the right thing. So that our children, will have to be like that. Some of us have, those children we are talking of corruption. So their own. What and when I interview them, it's as if I just lose hope. But it's all depends on God is watching us follow. We should bring our children up in the side of God, so they can have that love and have value for human beings. So everything starts from home. I wish we take God and remember Eli, that example, or remember Abraham. What value we are our children. Please enjoy the great. If we all do the right things out of God, when they come across us, all these things God bless you, God, and will be great again.
Thank you so much, Evangelist Dixon, for calling. He would always call measured, encouraging everybody. I don't know if somebody puts their finger in Evangelist Dixon's eye, I want to know whether he will react or not. Go ahead, Rose, with the messages, but you're muted.
All right. So let's head on to take the messages. By the way, it's 17 minutes past 8 or 18 minutes past 8 right here on Your Woman Radio WFM 91.7. And yes, we're live on YouTube. You can go ahead and watch us live at WFM917.com. All right, so let's get to go through these messages we have this morning. Nigerians burning savings and profits on petrol. Unfortunately, Aso Rock now runs on solar. How will Tinubu relate with our struggle? May God help us all. Olushoga Jayi from Odola Ikorodu. Heading on to additional Wasiu from Ikorodu too. Says, morning to you in the studio. Corruption is endemic in this country to the extent that both father and mother and son are being arraigned in the court of law. And they are wavering people in courts like they are receiving an award of excellence. In fact, there is no shame again in this country. Once you have money, nobody cares how you got it. And bomb explosion again in Maiduguri, and we are told American soldiers are in our country. What are they doing to help us? I think the state police is inevitable now. Before this extends to other parts of our country. This is coming from additional Wasiu from Ikuru. That's true. Should the American soldiers come?
They did.
How far?
But we've not heard anything. No, they did, but nothing yet.
Okay. Those are the messages we have for now, though.
Okay, let's just take this headline before we go. I'm going to avoid Nigeria and politics and just move to this one. Ademi, we have an image problem in Nigeria, and it is very, very saddening. Beyond the image problem that we have in Nigeria is the fact that it seems that the ministers in charge of helping us, let me put it that way, are not really doing it in the sense of visa applications. Anybody who has applied for visa to America and they've rejected, I can promise you that person feels like it is the end of the world. Anybody who's applied for visa to maybe the UK or Canada and they reject them, it feels like, nobody likes to be rejected, And in this headline from the Guardian newspaper, an global activist has called for a review of Rome's visa policy against Nigerian citizens. And I think that this is a step in the right direction. He says that Nigerians planning to travel are made to pay as high as 500 euros per slot, which would ideally be free of charge. Guess what? This person is not a Nigerian person who's fighting our battle. Alberto Sikala, I don't know how to pronounce, president of Mata Africa, right? And he says, so he has now launched a formal petition over alleged irregularities affecting Nigerian citizens, official delegations, humanitarian cases, etc. About, there's just concerns. He's like, this doesn't make any sense because they are charging us, but they're not charging other people. We've even seen time and time again how people say they were on a queue. And I saw somebody who went to an African country, I think, and she wanted to rent a vehicle at the airport and they wanted her physical passports. And she refused and said, I'll be okay. But the Americans or the other people who were there, they didn't ask for their passport. So those ones graciously even gave her a ride. What is the solution to this, Ademi? Even the exorbitant prices of visas. The last I checked is almost like 250K. You're muted, but please, you're muted, Ademi. Like, it's so you plan all your money because you want to go, maybe even on holiday. We're not even talking Japa because right now you cannot even use 20 million to Japa right now. And the money goes, they reject you. There's no plan. Those monies are die. So yes, Ademi, before we go.
Well, let me take you to economics first before I'll be able to expatiate better on what you said. When there is high demand, the price of goods will always go up. And they have seen that Nigeria, to every nation, we are the #1 influx. Particularly talking about UK, United States of America, Canada, and all these Western civilized worlds. You see that Nigerians, even when you go to our immigration offices, passport offices here, you will see the numbers of people there, day in, day out, every day. That's to tell you that the population is enormous. And because of that numbers of the people applying for these visas, the country will see it as an opportunity now to jack up their prices. Mm-hmm. One, is a way of making money, revenue for their country. Secondly, is a way of also discouraging people from going to their country. But they are forgetting that Nigerians, we are people that are determined. When we want to do something, we want to do it. It doesn't matter the price or the cost that is going to be involved. But having said that, our government has a big role to play. How can these people be taking advantage of Nigerian citizens all over the world?
Okay.
You see America Home Office, we just say, okay, our visas to Nigeria will now be at this also price, and even for 3 months. All this, a lot of conditions that are being given. I think the bilateral relationship of Nigeria and this country, they need to really look into it. And the so-called treaties that are being signed, they really need to look into it very well.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say you are our friend. You cannot be gaining economically from us, and yet we will not have some opportunities, some benefits that we are enjoying from you. What kind of a relationship is that? That's, to me, is parasitic.
Yeah.
It's not symbiotic in nature. So if anything needs to be done, the government of the nation has a big role to play. The minister, the external affairs minister, the president, the National Assembly, all these people are important role to play. We cannot continue. Now, even so, what happened in Italy, that even the government officials were not granted visa for a bilateral trade relationship, fear that is between Nigeria and Italia, and yet our officials were not granted. That's to tell you what is really going on. And there's one thing I want to continue to tell us, that, you see, we Nigerians, we also have a role to play. The more we continue to demarket our nation, we will be the one that will continue to pay for the price. That's what you don't understand. You demarket your nation, Yoruba say, "One need to buy it's the way you present your family. That's the way the outsider will accept them. That's the way they will see them. That's the mirror with which they will look at them. So please, we have roles to play. If you think, oh, because the government there today is not your government, you continue to demarket the nation. By the time it is your turn, that demarketing that you have demarketed them will have already staged something and will have established some things in the heart of these people, and they will have perhaps, implement some policies that will end up affecting you as well. Which is important. You see, I always say it this way. We talk our country is bad, our country is bad. Do you know that even in as much as the crimes and everything that goes on in America, even the oppression, you don't see America, they can only talk about the person occupying the office, but they don't talk bad about their country. They don't. They don't demarket their country. So why are we doing that? You don't see the British demarketing their country. They can only tell you that the policy of the so-called leader is not good and they don't want, but not to the extent of demarketing their country. They don't do it. That's one of the values that we need to inculcate as a people. We must learn to pray for our nation. We should stop condemning and saying ill things about this nation. And we should stop asking any nation to come to the rescue of this nation. Nobody's going to come to the rescue of this nation. You and I are the one that is going to salvage the soul of this nation together. And until we have the right mindset, until we are objective in our thinking, until we are objective with everything that happens around us and the way we apply things into it, until then that we can get it right. We cannot be biased against our country and we want things to be right with our country.
All right.
We'll be the one that will bear the brunt. We'll be the one that will bear the pain outside the world.
On that note, I think that's a good note to end on. Like, let us do all that we can to market our country. Right, absolutely agree with you on that one. It is how we sell our markets that people will buy from us. With that being said, thank you so much, Adeyemi, for coming. No plenty goes today on the program this morning. Thank you for always coming with great insights and contributions, your comments and everything. Rose, as always, it's a pleasure to do this with you. Catch Rose at 9:05 on her lens. 9 o'clock is the news. Adeyemi, thank you so much. Catch you same time next week on another edition of we have tomorrow, but Adeyemi will be here next week, Tuesday. All right, my name is Bangbala.
My name is Rose Isaac Kaiser. Do us have a great day ahead and stay with us right here on Women Radio.